The European Union has broken up with China in the most spectacular way, and obviously, China created a big scene right after. But the EU is vindictive. It's not done. It's moving on, and it's moving on with China's democratic next-door neighbor, India. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video, I shall tell you about the European Union turning towards India for its needs right after dumping China. Let's begin. The European Union has dumped China. After caressing Beijing for the past few years, the European Union has chosen to side with India now. What's worse, the heartbreak for China and its despot Xi Jinping has come as a big surprise. Ties between the EU and China were running warm, but on Thursday, the European Union Parliament suddenly halted the ratification of a new investment deal with China until Beijing lifts sanctions on EU politicians. The resolution to freeze ratification passed with 599 votes in favor, only 30 votes against, and 58 abstentions. Earlier in March, China had imposed counter-sanctions on European officials and institutions after the European Union, along with the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States, sanctioned Chinese officials over human rights abuses against Uyghur Muslims in the Xinjiang region. The great grand dumping of China by the European Union has come in the backdrop of Europe and India, only earlier this month, resuming negotiations for a balanced and comprehensive trade agreement after a gap of 8 years. The timing of the revival of these trade agreement talks are significant. Launched in June 2007, the FTA talks between India and the European Union had hit a roadblock in May 2013 when the two sides failed to bridge substantial gaps on crucial issues including tariff, data security status for the IT sector, and market access. Ever since the European Union had begun tilting towards China, the EU-China bonhomie continued until China sanctioned European officials and institutions in a tit-for-tat action. Now, the European Union has once again decided to side with India and snub China. A German MEP who was one of those targeted by Beijing said, "The Chinese side wants the CAI deal badly, but they miscalculated and now continue to underestimate the determination of the European Parliament to defend European interests and values." However, the most recent development, which had affirmed our belief of the EU comprehensively choosing India over China, came in the form of the European Union Parliament deciding to extend support to India and South Africa's joint proposal for COVID vaccine patent waiver, which will help in large-scale production of the life-saving vaccines. On May 8, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had given a clarion call to the European Union and asked it to support India's endeavor of seeing a global patent waiver for COVID-19 vaccines. China, meanwhile, has ended up with egg on its face. Despite employing all methods it knows of, both kind and intimidatory in nature against the European Union, the intergovernmental bloc has decided to snub China and place its bets on India. The failure of the EU-China investment deal from being ratified by the European Union Parliament is a huge setback for Xi Jinping's wolf warrior diplomacy. When this investment deal between the European Union and China was signed, China hailed it as a victory against the United States. But all that has now come to a halt. The timing of China being ditched by the European Union could not be more painful for Xi Jinping. The very fact that the EU and India have once again begun free trade negotiations means that Europe has had just about enough of China and has realized the perils of associating or doing business with it. On the other hand, it knows for a fact that a free trade agreement with India would benefit it immensely. Official sources and the European Union also told the Indian Express that the free trade agreement package will include an investment protection pact as well as a framework on the geographical indication. And coming to that, EU countries like Germany and France have already reinvigorated their interest in protecting trade routes in what they explicitly call the Indo-Pacific waters and keeping India as a central pillar in the process. It seems everything is going south for China in Europe now. India, on the other hand, is emerging as the natural choice for countries to ally with in a post-pandemic world order.